A warm welcome to you. This is Enterprise Morning. We're reaching you from Enterprise Television in the economic capital of Nigeria, Lagos. I am Henry Igbebike.
And I'm Choma Nicole.
All right, in the jiffy, we'll be starting off with our newspaper headlines for you this morning. And right after that will be our main conversation also for today. Please do well to be part of our community. Have a say in what we say. You can always find us at enterprisetvnews.com. You may like, comment, and follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV 7. With us to go through all we have today, our newspaper headlines, and possibly our main conversation also for today is Barrister Vanso Feli, a barrister law public affairs analyst. Good morning to you, Barrister.
Good
Good
morning,
morning.
boss.
Thank you so
Morning.
very much for your time.
Yeah.
All right, so let's kick start today with the first daily on our desk, and this is coming from the Daily Trust newspaper. On the top strip of the same newspaper, we have Dangote withdraws 100 billion naira suit against NNPCL, orders over import licenses.
Okay, moving on, still on the top street, bandits kill travelers, abduct others in Zamfara State.
And also on the bottom strip here, we have why we arrested Bobrisky, and that's coming from the immigration.
Okay, moving on, push for Damagum's tenure extension intensifies. Details are on page 13.
And also, we'll take a look at the big story here, how we recovered consignment of drugs from Senator Ashiru's house, and that's coming from Ndlea and some pockets of riders here. Aides arrested, one jailed, allegations not true. Lawmakers issues must be properly investigated, and that's coming from the CSOs.
Okay, giving more details on that particular story, I'll be reading a little body story surrounding that particular story. And the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, has discovered the illicit drug at the residence of Senator Oyelola Yisa Ashiru, representing Kwara South. The agency's spokesman, Femi Babafemi, revealed that the raid resulted in the arrest of two of the senator's aides, and the personal house of the senator had been raided in recent past, where drugs and illicit substances were discovered, while two of his aides were arrested, Babafemi said. And he added that the agency had received intelligence about the senator's involvement in drug-related activities leading to the raid.
Beautiful. So let's get into this conversation, especially this topic, where Nigerian leaders, some of them, those in authority, are saying are sacred cows. You know, this is not. This is just but a pocket of so many other issues. Before now, it was said that private jets were used to move shipments of illegal drugs and so on and so forth. But speak to us on this particular matter, where a serving senator is alleged to be involved in things like this. Of course, he just a couple of seconds back, he said he agreed that his house was raided, but nothing was found in it. Now, conflicting issues. NDLEA is saying they found something. The senator is saying nothing was found.
Yeah. Sometimes, these are politicians. This is not me, casting aspersion on him. But some of them, these lawmakers, some of them are involved in private businesses before they became senators and House of Rep members and all that. And just like a society where some people commit offenses, some commit crimes, some don't. Some time ago, Buruji Kashimu, the late Buruji Kashimu, you remember? He too was investigated on this issue of hard drugs, of being involved in drug peddling. You understand? So, lawmakers are not immune from criminality. You understand? Just like you listened to Ojo Okalu a day ago,
Yeah.
where he said the 14
But
million naira is not
enough. Yeah.
So they said that is the appetite for wealth and money, okay, for the way our leaders go about it. I mean, pushing drugs or carrying illicit drugs, they shouldn't surprise us. They shouldn't. I'm not saying the man in question, they found drugs on him or he has been charged and convicted. No, but I'm saying that this shouldn't surprise us. What should surprise us is that why should a leader or someone whom people look up to be involved in that kind of illicit business? Because a lawmaker, the first thing that goes into your mind is this: They are called honorables, okay, which imply that their conduct, okay, and given the nature of the job that they've been elected to discharge, they should live above board, okay. They should not live. We're not saying they must be sanctimonious or whatever it is. We're saying certain behavior and standard is expected of them. And anytime they fall short of those behavior and standard, it becomes news, okay, because it's uncalled for a lawmaker to be involved in a drug racketeering or illicit drug peddling and the rest of that. Many of them do these businesses before now. Some of them are involved in bunkering. Some are involved in outright crude theft. That is the truth. Even some of them have been accused, okay, of illicit drugs in the past before they became leaders. So if we extricate everyone from this drug peddling and the thing is ongoing, who are the people doing it? Because everybody will say, it's not me. Like he said, no, nothing was found in his house. So how did this make it to the news that something was found? Okay, so people can actually deny anything, but they should take the rightful step. They know what to do. The Ndlea, they have the prosecutorial powers under Section 15 of the Ndlea Act. Anyone who is suspected to have been involved in carrying substances, psychotropic substances, and narcotic drugs, okay, which are illegal under our laws, such persons will face prosecution. The lawmaker have no immunity under our law. Okay, so they should go ahead and do what they have to do on that.
But Barrister Ferry, if we should look at it, it's been believed that they have cartels. He is not alone and is never standing alone. And for him to hold such power in Nigeria, looking at the offices of power, definitely there are people who are above him who is submitting to. Now, if you're saying he has no immunity under the law, which is true, with the cartels and those who are going to be his backbone, do we see him dancing to the tune of the music at the end?
He's not under trial on this show. That's one. But your question look like he's been found guilty and there are people rallying around him. That is not the case. It's an allegation. Okay. To the extent that it's an allegation, that's how I will answer. I'll answer to the effect that anybody can be accused of an offense, lawmaker or not. You understand? But you are not yet an offender if a law court have not proclaimed you so. So we'll leave it at that. And we'll say that if it turned out that he is actually, into the business, the law have to take its course, irrespective of the cartel or other people he submits to, which is our assumption, because a single man cannot push drug.
True.
One person cannot push. You are right. One person cannot push drugs. It's a vicious circle, a cartel, a kind of a team.
Yes.
Will do it, and they share the proceeds according to your contribution. You understand? So, but the person who is being accused is usually the one that have been caught with it. Okay, who is now under fire. So we cannot ask the law enforcement agency to begin to prosecute the cartel or team that we don't know, that they don't know. You understand? So what I think will happen is Ndlea should stand their ground, irrespective of it. There's a serious movement. Drug is spiritual. If you see the number of people involved in it, you'll be surprised. And that is why dealers never quit. Dealers never quit. They are unrepentant. Users quit. Now let me tell you the rule of the game. They will tell you that dealers are never users. If you are a dealer, don't use. If you are a user, don't deal. You know why? Because drug is extreme. Once you are a dealer and you are a user at the same time, you will crumble. You need so much resources as a user, and you need so much resources as a dealer. So by the time you put the two demands together, you will collapse. You understand? The effect of using Ndlea, you will use all your proceeds, you will use all the proceeds for dealing. You will use it up. You understand? So it's that kind of business that is so treacherous, so spiritual. So the NDLA should not cave in to any influence. Whoever is involved, they should do their investigation and prosecute. But one thing you must also know is that the NDLA itself, they are not totally puritanic. They are people who work there are product of this same society. So you see that our tragedy is far-reaching. We confront drug and bring it to a standstill in Nigeria? It's a tough one, because sometimes when they tell you the people who are involved, you begin to see the impossibility of cleaning up the system.
Very true. All right. We hope and wish for the best, and I want to believe that NDLEA, just like Barrister Vance did say, they understand their responsibilities and they know how to follow suit on that. But let's get to the Guardian newspaper, on which is the next on our desk here. We have the big story here: pro masses bill stall as NAS at NAS. Sorry, at political motion gets priority.
Okay, moving on. Anxiety as court prepares to rule on Kano Council poll, and details are on page 29.
And also we have Obasanjo warns of global conflict. It says 92 countries are fighting 58 wars.
Okay, moving on. Bobrisky did not stay outside prison during sentence, says investigation panel. Details are on page 9.
And also we have EFCC mocks critics, rearraigns ex-governor over 5.78 billion naira fraud.
Okay, moving on. PDP ramps up internal reforms as NEC, NWC governors prepare for critical decision.
All right. By fans, let's look at this developing story. That's of course is of Bobrisky. You know, it's saying that did not to stay outside the prison during the sentence, says investigation, and also there's a story making rounds now that he's been arrested on his way to leave the country for a character like that from your area of a forte. When a character behaves in such pattern, what does it really talk about? What is the general feeling or perception for a man who is being investigated and is trying to flee? What does that mean?
Well, you see, the character on that reference, first of all, is an irregular person. He's fighting with identity. We need to come to that realization that he has a mental health issue to deal with, because he is not satisfied with his default identity, the one he came with as a male. So he wants to transition, and is doing that in phases. Okay, has developed breasts, is yet to do a surgery to change his organ, so we're told, and all that. So this man is going through midlife crisis, and to say that he attempted to escape wasn't surprising to me, because a natural irregular person will do irregular things. Okay, he said it by himself that he didn't stay in the prison during his incarceration. That he wasn't in the prison, that he got an independent apartment, which is a confessional statement. Even though not made to the public, but made to a party that revealed it to a third party. The third party revealed it to the public. So he made that statement. So the report from the investigation panel that there is no evidence that he stayed outside the prison. Well, that is their report. I don't believe that report, by the way.
Okay.
I don't believe that report. And I'm not saying he stayed in or out. But the report, the way it was presented casually, and they didn't give details. They didn't give details. Maybe because the report is not made public. It's only reports, a media report that we got. But the media report ought to have say the level of inquiries made. You understand? What are level inquiries made? There's no evidence that he stayed outside. Is there any evidence that there is an apartment somewhere that you could take somebody to, even though Bobrisky didn't go there? I don't know what I'm saying. Are there any place outside this prison where an inmate that is influential can be other than being here? All those ones we are yet to come across it. So this kind of panel sometimes are constituted to investigate but preserve the integrity of an institution.
Oh, okay.
Nobody in that panel, I repeat, in that panel will go make inquiries, do diligent investigation, find out that there's a hole, a link where you could stay outside and come to the public to open your mouth and say it. Nobody in that panel can.
So even if the evidence is there.
I'm just telling you. You know what that will do if we come to that in the public glare? That institution will be on its way out.
So how best now can they actually make the citizens trust them the more? Is it by actually lying and covering up when
they are not interested in the citizens' trust? I don't think they're interested in it. I mean, do you believe that report? Sometimes I'm tempted to say it doesn't matter what you believe. But in my own conviction, I do not believe with that report. I am not also saying by that Bobrisky stayed somewhere else, somewhere outside. I also do not say, but I just feel that the conclusion of that report is to preserve the institution under reference. Maybe it was a mistake that they must not repeat. Or maybe they've been doing it since and nobody is aware. And now that people are getting to know, they must use this as a point of reference to stop it and never admit it. It's most likely, most probable.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Thank you, Barrister Evans.
Yes.
Lastly, let's look at this as we call it a wrap. Anxiety as fault prepares to roll on Kano Council halls. Now, what awaits Kano at this point, where the anxiety is actually?
The Kano Council polls, was it different from the other states? Was it different? How many political parties went for the polls? How many political parties won the seats? Was it different from the others? So, let the courts will rule on it, on who did what, when and how. The anxiety here is that Kano is a flashpoint of violence when it comes to election. You remember when the Court of Appeal ruled in Kano in this last 2023 election? Violence ensued immediately.
Yeah, very well.
Yes, you remember violence ensued immediately. And when the Supreme Court was to actually reverse the two judgments, the tribunal and that of Court of Appeal, because the people were waiting for the Court of Appeal to correct what the tribunal did. But the Court of Appeal now affirmed. So the people that this is not the person who voted will know who, and they started violence. So the day the Supreme Court ruled, if the Supreme Court had affirmed the Court of Appeal, you can imagine what could have happened in Kano. It would be in flames. Okay? So Kano is a flashpoint where you have palpable tension. When the people, and largely, if you win an election in Kano, it's always overwhelming. Because they vote in very strong blocks.
Yeah.
Yes. So when their candidate win, they know without a next result. I'm telling you, they know. So if you now come as a tribunal and now be telling them that no, it's not this way, it's this way. That's when you see they just, in fact, even before the court judgments, you see them with all this. In the north, they call it pangolo, empty this thing. They'll put kerosene a day before and waiting for a judgment. The moment you go the other day where they start to throw it and put fire everywhere. So the court should do the needful. They should be diligent. They should go by justice. If they don't want to put that place under flame.
Okay, thank
All
you very much,
right.
Evans.
Yeah, so that's just about the size of our package today for the segment that is, and we'll be, of course, moving on to conversation in a bit. And when we return, DHQ counters Army says no acting in coerce. That in a bit, please don't go anywhere.